What's going on, guys? This is Aussie Van Man. How are y'all doing today? We're out here in the woods in Mormon Lake area trying to get out of the heat. Even here is quite warm this weekend. But we got a project we're going to be getting started on here. I actually reached out to this company a while ago seeing if they wanted to do a collab. They were willing to send me out this new bumper system they got, custom bumper system for different trucks, vans, vehicles, move bumpers. They got this new bolt-on or bolt-together bumper kit where you put on the make, model, accessories. There's a range of different choices you can have, and yeah, we're gonna try out this. It's gonna take a couple of weekends to finish because I got to prep it, paint it, put it together, put it on the van. I also got to get my old bumper off, which is proving to be a pain in the butt right now. I've actually been trying to get the old bumper off, and the old nuts on there are rusted onto the threads, so we're gonna have to cut some bolts off of it. That's why it's going to be a couple of weekends, because I'm out in the woods. I don't have my angle grinder with me. We'll figure that out. For this weekend, we're going to be unboxing, checking it out, and prepping for paint. And if this wind ever dies down, maybe we'll actually be able to paint something. Alright, let's open this box up, see what we got going on. Hopefully this wind's not too bad. I probably know it is bad. This wind's always messing up my audio. How's this open? Okay. So, it is stapled shut. Staples to let go. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, maybe. Maybe it will. But maybe it won't. Ta-da! Oh. Maybe not. Oh. Oh, okay. Wow, there's a lot of packing foam in here, but understandably. There's one of the corners right there. Ooh. Oh, that polishes up nicely. Kind of like the polished metal look. Yeah, that's rough though. I'd have to clear coat seal it maybe. I don't know how that look on that. Cool. Dang, I like this. So this is, it's a 3-piece bumper, then you've got your 2 brackets here. Wow. Okay, let's get this out. All right. That's what, well, that's in pieces now, but basically this all comes together and make one big bumper. Pretty cool, guys. What do you guys reckon? Oh yeah, that's cool. I got a little note written here. There's also support times, email, the website if you need to check anything out. They also got this cool this cool scan symbol here. I forgot what you call those, for instructions. So it'll tell you everything, how to build. And look at that, everyone's here signed the letter too, and we got a cool little move sticker. Got the QR code here for the instructions. I think MT, what is that? Is that Montana? Lewiston? I think MT is Montana, I'm not sure. Okay, so it does come with instructions too. One thing that it did say is don't paint it until you've fitted it to the vehicle and then taken it back off again. Then you can paint it once it's to the fitting of your, up to the fitting. So you may have to move some of the parts around, I guess is what they're saying, and then take it back off and then paint it afterwards. So that means I can't actually paint this thing. Not now anyway. So I'm gonna have to wait, which means, dang, means I can't paint this thing. I can't put it on because I can't get the old bumper off right now. So, okay, well, what we're gonna do, we're gonna fast forward to when I can make some progress on this thing. So we'll check back in with you guys probably in about a week, because that's the only time I have. I can't work on this thing in a fierce Arizona desert. So we'll check back in when we're out in the woods in a week or so. Good thing they gave me a little while to get this stuff sorted. All right, guys, we are back. It's been a few weeks. We finally got the old bumper off. That was a nightmare. These old bolts were absolutely seized. I had to cut 2 of them off, and I tell you, it wasn't easy to get to them to cut them off. We got them off. And here, we did have a little rain last night, so you can see a bit of surface rust from the water getting on my bumper last night. This is the new bumper kit here. We got the mounts over here. So first of all, we're going to sort of put this together, get it all straightened out, put the engine or the frame mounts on, and then we're going to see if we can get this bumper up onto the frame mounts. See how we go with that. Now I will just say that there are a parts list. You want to check off your parts list. I believe there's 2 bolts each side that mount the bumper to the brackets. That leaves me 2 carriage bolts. I think 2 extra carriage bolts, which I think to use for the frame mounts. Even though there's 3 holes, I don't know, they said you can use your stock bolts, but I don't have them because clearly they were cut off and they were actually kind of welded into the plastic on the old bumper inside the mounts. I don't know why they had plastic in there. It's stupid. That is part of my problem. But I'm hoping that those 2 I can use on here, because the old bumper only had 2 as well. So we will see. I'm certainly hoping that everything's good with that. But yeah, let's start putting this together. I've checked it all off. I've got the old bumper off. I've got the parts laid out here. Now we just got to start assembling it, and then we can take it back off, and we got to prep it for paint. I'll move that out of the way. Which way the car goes? Yeah. Okay. 2 of these carriage bolts and 2 of these nuts. Oh, wait a second. Oh man. I just realized I don't have any mounting bolts. That's a problem. Alright, we are back from town. We had to buy some bolts, but here we go. Alright, let's see if I can figure out a good way to do this. I've seen most people use the jack like this to do it. I'm hoping it will work for me too. Guess we'll see. Oh, where's the jack? Okay. Let's go. Oh, where is it? There we go. Oh, we didn't want that to happen. How are we looking at? Not great. Huh. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Alright, looking close. I need to bring this in more. Yeah. What is that? It's gonna take a little bit of finessing here. Maybe this is what's doing it. Okay. So I've got it on there, on the brackets now. And now it's sitting a bit too low. Okay. So I need to adjust it. Maybe off to that way a bit more. That's about as far as it goes. I think we're looking good now. It's not fully bolted on there, but we've got it lined up. Looks like a whole nother van at this point. Alright, it's getting late. It's definitely too late to do any spraying. I might do a light bit of sanding while it's on the front. We're going to leave it on the front tonight how it is. Tomorrow we can take it down, but it's going to be easier to kind of sand while it's hanging up here like that. And then we'll take it down, do the rest of the sanding. But yeah, I'm impressed. This is a sweet looking bumper. I mean, look at this thing. Amazing. All right. We're going to call it quits for the day. Pack up. Then tomorrow we'll finish the rest of it. All right, we're back. It's the next day. We got this thing back off. I figured out while I was getting hung up yesterday, there's a piece of bent body over there on the quarter panel from the tire blowout I was catching on. So that would have gone easier yesterday had I have noticed that. Anyway, today is paint prep day, and then hopefully we got time we can paint this thing today and then remount it if it gets dry enough. Okay, so we got some wet and dry sandpaper here. I am using 1200 grit. It's a pretty fine grit. I'm gonna start by dry sanding, see how that goes. I usually do wet sanding, but usually it's because there's already paint on there. This doesn't have any paint on it at all. So I'm gonna try dry sanding just to get an idea of how it's looking or feeling as I go, to try get a little grit going on. That's already messing my sandpaper up. I may have to do wet sanding after all, just so it doesn't clog my sandpaper up. It is a finer grit I have, so it doesn't take much. Well, I've sanded about as much as I want to for now. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm worried about the tube bar here. It's very soft metal. I mean, it's very smooth metal. So I'm kind of worried that paint's not gonna stick to that. But only one way to find out. I don't have any coarser grit sandpaper with me, and I gotta get this done. So we'll find out. Only time will tell. I've sprayed metal before and paint hasn't quite stuck, and it usually looks fine at first, but within a few weeks or months you start to really see the paint starting to fleck out and start coming off, and then you find out you get to sand it all down again and start fresh. If I'm honest, I don't know where I can get it, what it's called here in America, but this is like the spray putty that I used to use in Australia, and it was almost like a little mini filler, like a thick primer, and that stuff stuck to bare metal really well. Dang it. Ugh. These little nicks on the metal are catching this rag. So yeah, I found a little trick was, there's a pain in the butt to sand that stuff, but if you had a smooth piece of metal you weren't sure if paint was going to stick to it, just put a coat of that spray putty down and primer over the top of it. Stuff works perfect as a base coat. Now I didn't sand the back of the inside. I'm just gonna, prep that. Right now I'm just running water over it to get some of the grit and garbage off of there. And after that we'll run acetone over it to really clean up any grease from my skin or any of the stuff that's made contact with it. Just pull all that stuff off. And then once it dries out, hopefully we'll be ready for a tack coat. Not too worried how the back looks, obviously. So just wiped the back down with acetone. I still gotta wipe the front down, but I'm gonna lay a tack coat down here. I tried to lift this grill up because I don't want overspray laying on the top and then smushing onto the front of this, because I don't want to have to sand it back down again. Of course, we're out in the woods, so not the ideal location to be doing this. I got bugs crawling on stuff and dust blowing in the air. So we're gonna do the best I can with what I got. Let me get this can ready. So I think we're ready. The wind is definitely blowing it a bit. Let's see how we go. Very light coat, the first coat, because it's just a tack coat to serve as a base to work with for the rest of the coats. And we don't need a whole lot on the back. It's more of a protection than looks on the back here. So watch this wind where it's blowing. I don't need to cover all my stuff in paint. We're gonna let that dry for about 5 minutes and then come back and put on another coat. It's pretty much touch dry, so we're looking good on that. Problem is the wind picked up a little bit. So I have to wait for it to kind of die down, which it is now, so that's good. Now we can do coats in between, or spray in between. Ooh, don't do that. A little hard to see what I'm doing down here, but again, this is not the important part here. I just want to get the back coated. Alright, so the tack coat's looking good. Starting to dry pretty well. Oh, here we go. This is much better already. This is spraying. I just got the new can open and it's spraying so much better. So much better. It's even taking way less pressure to activate. Oh yeah, look at that. Brilliant. It is splattering still though, which is kind of annoying. But, oh well. This definitely won't be my best work. Maybe not my worst work, but definitely not my best work. But it should look good enough for what I need. Oh, that's going right on me. Some things. Got a nice thick coat on that time. It's still running and orange, peely, and splattery, but again, I think out in the dirt, this thing's gonna be dirty. I don't think that's gonna matter. I think it looks pretty good actually. Okay, for the most part, this spray job is finished. So we're gonna let that cure for a few hours, and then we're gonna try and mount it back up. I can always do a little bit of touch-up stuff if I see anything. Once I mount it up, maybe get a couple of scratches here and there, that's fine. I'm gonna flip this back over shortly and double check the front, maybe give it a touch-up. And in a couple hours, we'll be mounting this bumper onto the front of my van. Squirrel, what are you doing? Ah, chunky boy, what are you doing? I gotta get under there. Okay, it's not lined up. We gotta line this bad boy up. That might be good. Let's see. Okay. Let me bring it in a bit. What am I hitting? Oh, I'm hitting that fender. I mean, there we go. Okay. Alright guys, I got the a little bit of a sweat working up. I got the bolts on loosely. Now I just gotta get it lined up so I can tighten it down. As you can see, it's definitely not in line. So that's okay. Alright, let's tighten down, guys. Wow, took a little longer than I thought it was gonna. Whew, but it's on there. Oh, I think I like the alignment. Okay, I may have put it up a bit higher on that side than this side, but other than that, it's pretty good. I can always adjust it all the time. What are we looking at? It's okay. Okay, it's very dang close, that's for sure. Whew, look at that, guys. We're on. What is making that noise? Is that my shocks or my coils? Alright, so I know I said I was going to finish with primer on the bumper. It's a week later, and something's just telling me I want to put truck bed liner on it. So I'm not going to remove it to paint it, but because I don't care about hitting the back, I just want the front to have the truck bed liner on. So I'm going to tape down these cheap dollar store table mats with some duct tape and stuff. Just tape everything off so it doesn't get paint on it. And then I just wiped all the dirt and mud off it. I went over it with acetone to make sure it's all clean and free of grease, hopefully. And we're going to go over it with a couple of coats of truck bed liner. All right, let's go. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good. Got the front of my van covered. I got my radiator down below covered, so I shouldn't get any paint or truck bed liner on that. Just gotta be careful around the edges here when I'm spraying that I don't get any blowback down the side of my van or on my wheels. And we should be looking pretty good, guys. Let's go ahead and start coating it. Now, of course, they do say in the instructions to take the bumper off to paint it, which I did to cover it in primer. But with the truck bed liner, I don't need truck bed liner on the back sides of this bumper. Purely for looks, purely for the front of the bumper, not for anything else. So I've just taped it up. I think I'm gonna be pretty good. Oh, it is warming up today. I guess if anything, it'll help dry the paint quicker, I guess. Alright, first tack coat coming up. I've never sprayed truck bed liner, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I know it's going to be lumpy, and that's supposed to be how it is, so yeah, let's see how it goes, I guess. Alright. Yeah, it comes out thick. Alright, let's go on with the top of the sports bar first. I don't see with my shadow. This is a kind of pain in the butt. Oh wow, it comes out really thick. Very thick and very quick. I don't care if it's lumpy because it's supposed to be. I just don't want any drips and runs. Preferably. There's a run already. Dang it. Too much. Really throws it out there. Oh man, it's dripping everywhere. Not quite what I wanted. Oh, it's getting all over me. It's literally spitting it out of there. I don't know. Damn, these Rust-Oleum's supposed to be good, but this is really throwing it everywhere. Oh man, it's trying my best not to get runs, but it's not going well. This is wanting to run even worse than the primer that I bought. I have to put an extremely light coat on this round. I really like this a lot better than the primer that I had on there. Let's see if we can go in with another coat. I missed a good spot there. Definitely gotta hit there. I didn't even touch any of that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I like this color. I like this truck bed line. It's got like a metallic sparkle to it. I was originally gonna go with Raptor liner with that lumpy texture. But I kinda like this truck bed line. That's really cool. Gotta make sure I get everything here. Couple of drops here and there that I'm not super liking, and on the other side here I got a couple of gnarly runs that there's a run right there. I think that's more of a drop that ran from the can, because this thing is like, because this paint's really thick, it's not very easy to spray. It's coming out of the spray can and wanting to drip out of the spray can everywhere. It's my first proper coat on there now. I mean, it's wet, so that's why it's shinier. But that looks pretty good, guys. What do you guys reckon? I think I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, let this coat dry and we'll put another coat on. I don't know how many coats we're going to go with this. First coat was just a tack coat. That was a proper coat now. I want to say at least 2 more coats, maybe even 3. Again, I'm not a professional and I'm not going for a professional look. But I'm super happy actually the way it's turning out. It's looking really good. Way better than primer. I'm happy I made this decision. Splatter marks again. Alright. That may be the final coat. We'll see how this dries and then make our decision after that. Alright guys, on inspection, I think this is gonna be good enough. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Now let's see what it looks like. See if I can pull off this plastic now. Okay. There we looking. I need to see in that crack there to see if I got any paint in there. Oh yeah, yep. We got that paint all the way back to the back of this bumper here. Exactly how I wanted it. Just make sure it's good all the way. Oh man, yeah. Surprise. I am actually surprised I got it all the way to the back of the bumper. Yep. Very few drip marks here. I got a couple of drip marks here, a little run spot. It's pretty good. I'm gonna call that a finished product. We just gotta let that dry now. And it's looking really good though, guys. I'm really impressed with this. Alright guys, it's been a long road to getting this thing prepped, the old bumper off, this put together, dry fitting it, priming it, and then here we are. We decided we did want to spray it after all, and we've got it sprayed. Absolutely stoked with this move bumper. And the great thing is I'm no welder. I don't know how to weld. I couldn't have welded this up if I wanted to. And now for those people like us that can't weld or wanting something simple that we don't have to weld together, this is their nice and easy bolt together kit. They make it for all varieties of vans and trucks and Jeeps and SUVs and stuff. So go check them out. And actually, if you're watching this now and it's before Labor Day 2025, Labor Day weekend, they're having a 20% off sale for move bumpers. You can get all their kits 20% off. So go ahead, check them out. Amazing quality, super thick steel, sturdy quality builds, great welds, really great stuff. I'm super happy with that and totally changed the look of my van. I've always wanted an off-road bumper like this, and now I'm going to be able to go ahead and mount my when I had that big tire blowout on the side, it wrecked my old bumper, ripped off the CB antenna, all that, so I'm going to be able to drill a hole in the side of this bumper there and mount my a new CB antenna back up on there. I may even put a couple of gadgets on the front there, maybe some maybe move these lights from the roof down onto the bumper, or maybe get some round KC lights or something like that. Don't know yet, but super awesome. Go check them out. I'm going to put a link to their website down below, and check out their bolt together kits that they have. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a long one in the making, probably one of the longest videos I've ever had to make. It took me around about a month on and off. I only could do this on the weekends when I got out of the Phoenix heat. So only gave me like 1 or 2 days per weekend to work on this thing between recording other videos and stuff like that. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you're out there enjoying yours. I want to thank Move Bumpers for sending me this beautiful bumper. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. Till next time, guys, this is Aussie Van Man. We'll see you later. What's going on here?